Good morning. Good morning to you all, wherever you're listening from. This is morning motivation, and today we are going to be digesting the works of Lisa Nichols. And so I want to encourage you. We just have a few minutes to be with one another. Get your breakfast and get your tea together. I have my coffee with me, and we said it's going to be breakfast. No, we want to have an online breakfast. If you're there, just let us know. Good morning. I know many of you are sleeping, but I have heard that the day is reserved for those who get up very early. So I'm very early. I get up very, very early because I think that before the bankers begin to prepare and think about my life, make decisions, I want to be amongst the early workers, the early quickers, those who get up early so I can be able to also prepare for the day. So I'm here now, and I just want to share with you some few tricks and tips about life in general. So I'm waiting for our other readers, lovers, those who love reading books and are leaders. We have to read today the book by Lisa Nichols, and we are reading today the book by Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols is an author and the founder and CEO of Motivating the Masses. I have been following Lisa's work and I have read her books, and I have been inspired a lot by her books. So I thought that it would be a good start for um our book club, you know. So back to the reason why the book club. The book club came up as a result of my interest in leadership, and I've observed many great leaders. I observed one thing with them: they were full of so much knowledge, and I kept asking the question, where could this knowledge all come from? I'm not very sure that this knowledge could only come from schoolwork, what we did in school. I'm not very sure. And so I became very curious, and then I discovered that indeed true leaders are those who read and read and read and read. But now we do not just want to read and read and read. No, we want to also put those things, the knowledge we have acquired from reading, into practice. It really doesn't make any sense to get all the knowledge and still don't put into practice, right? It really doesn't make any sense. And no wonder we are where we are, because we just read for fun, but not with the consciousness that we are supposed to apply the knowledge, what we have read, into our circumstances and into our lives. When we understand the importance of the application of the knowledge we have acquired in life, then it will help us to achieve the things we have to achieve, and it will help us to move further in life. So I want to encourage you today that when you have knowledge, because I hear that often, knowledge is power, but I want you to understand that it is the application of knowledge that makes it real power. It is the application of knowledge. So I want us to encourage ourselves to read. And so here we are going to be reading diverse books from diverse authors. I have no relationship, special or particular, with those authors. I just chose them because um, they inspired me, and so I felt that they could also inspire you. So no particular relationship with them. So if you know some authors that are really great and good, you can also recommend them to us. And we're a group of people. You can join anywhere you are. The book club, we read as we want. We're going to be proposing you books, and you can just join the book club. It is early morning, like you see now. I'm sure most of you are sleeping, but of course, after, if you get up, you can also join the pick up the book we have read, and read also for yourself. Or again, of course, you can you can join the club in the morning, but that to me, you have to be an early worker as well. And for those who go to work, for me, I think it's a good thing because I go to work, so I prepared already early. And so I just get my cup of tea, and then I want to communicate with my friends all over the world, and we want to exchange, we want to share knowledge, we want to impact, we want to help one another so that we can overcome the challenges of life. You are what you read. I was once told this, and that the my entire approach of things change. You are not only what you read, you are the product also of other people that are around you. So be careful the kind of people you mingle with. Be careful the kind of people you deal with. Be careful how you go about, because yes, you are the part, or like the people you mingle with. You better be careful with who you are mingling. So I just want to encourage you today. We are still on the subject of no matter what today. No matter what, no matter what, no matter what, by Lisa Nichols. An amazing book, an amazing book. I have gone through the book like twice, but what fascinates me most in the book is the nine uh, principles, the nine uh, models that Lisa Nicole describes in her book. You're welcome, Mimi. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine with you.
Good to see you. And
Yeah.
so I was just talking with the people, and those who come after to listen to us, because we want to talk about Lisa Nicole's book today, no matter what. And we want to have, of course, some lessons from the book.
Yes.
And I was just saying that the book has inspired me a lot.
Yes.
So I when I was just reading the very beginning, and she says that we most often we desire things, we want things, we dream things, we wish things, but no matter how much you wish, no matter how much you dream, no matter how much you think about something, it will not change if you don't put actions into those.
Yeah,
So
that's
tell
true.
me,
Yeah.
what was your take in the reading of the book No Matter What by Lisa Nichols?
As a my take, are you hearing me properly?
Yes, but I hear some sounds behind. I don't know why.
Oh, really? Maybe. Is it because I'm far or something like that?
Okay.
Is that okay?
It is okay. Later, okay, but we have some echo. I'm going to put my unmute myself when you're talking. Go on.
Yeah. My take was, first of all, the title of the book, No Matter What. I learned that there is another rule in life that is no matter what, meaning that you have to move on regardless of what is going on in life. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, that alone, I've never read that book. So when you sent me the link, and then I downloaded it, and then I said, no matter what, Lisa Nichols, I had never even heard of her, but the picture comes maybe in certain movie, but the tech is the title itself. It explains itself, no matter what, and life goes on no matter what. You do everything, anything without fear, no matter what. That rule in life, for me,
Mm-hmm.
is like a new rule, which is which has been revealed to me.
Yeah, she describes it herself like a new principle. No? She says
Yes,
there are other principles of life, like the law of attraction, and all this. But she describes the rule or the principle of no matter what as the most effective principle in life, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
That's
What,
true.
what fascinates me most also is the fact that she says, for those who think, and they think and keep thinking and expecting after thinking things will be done. She says, no, it doesn't work like this. The principle of no matter what helps you to put your desires and your thoughts into actions, and those actions makes the transformation. I love this about that book.
Wow, wow. That's a deep. That's deep.
I
That's
just
deep.
love this. When I keep hearing her talk, I'm like, oh God, this is like I hear people always pray and they're praying and praying, and I'm like, for how long would you pray if you do
Yes,
not put your prayers into action? You can pray as much as you want to pray, but if you decide not to put that prayer into action, nothing moves. I mean, nothing moves. I have come personally to define miracle for me as adding faith and work. So no matter what, and putting that into action, and then oops, things begin to manifest, right? So I just like that about the book. And I also like the idea of journaling. I don't know, do you have a journal?
actually, I didn't have a journal not until one month back. That is when I got a journal.
I think you're very far again. We can't hear you very well.
I got a journal 1 month back.
Mm-hmm.
Am I verified again?
No, now it's okay.
So I got one in my journal 1 month back, and I start writing everything inside from a
Mm-hmm.
certain lady. I got inspired by a certain lady from, she's called Shan Shan Child. She's
Mm-hmm.
also produced a book called Crown Yourself. Was it
Mm-hmm.
Crown Yourself? Yeah, Crown something. She has a
Mm-hmm.
book and she's journals. So, and one time when I was in hospital with my first daughter, I like to
Mm-hmm.
begin journaling. So that
Mm-hmm.
is when I begin. You write down everything you're thinking, anything. So, and I love writing, sitting
Mm-hmm.
down and just writing everything on my thought, on my mind, and something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I also like, I don't know what was your take again, because I also took, um she said that no matter what, journal is very important. And apart from journaling, it's also important to practice mirror. I didn't understand what that meant, but I think that it is the going before the mirror and having some affirmation done in you. And then she said you have to exercise, You have to do a lot of affirmations and then have dialogues. But what fascinates me about the dialogue is not just having dialogues, but having an accountability person. So again, it takes us to having someone you will have to account to. So this also was another very important thing. We always talk about a coach and a mentor, and we know that having a coach and a mentor means someone you have to really account to and someone you
Mm.
really respect. So, but reading it again here was very clear again that we are on the right path. Do you have an accountability person?
An accountability person is like maybe my father.
Okay.
Yeah, because how why do I say like that? My father is both a motivational person, both someone who wants me always to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So when if I get you right is if I've not done something, if he calls me and I'm in bed, yeah, he says, "No, you are not supposed to be in bed. You should stand up. You should do this." Yeah. So for me, I really take him someone who is
Mm-hmm.
really helping me on this journey of life. Yeah,
That's
though we are
good.
we're big, but we need someone really like that who always watches in, who always sees what you're doing, who always, no matter what you do, also doesn't judge. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
that is being accountable. Someone just being neutral,
Exactly.
someone just being there for you, no matter the situation, who understands you, who feels you in anything. Yeah. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
it is apparently my father,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, who is doing that job, who is pushing
Mm-hmm.
me also on the other positive side. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And you, who is your who is accountable to you?
Oh, I have a lot. I have many of them, all depending on the area of my life. I have them in sectors. I have for business. I have one other person. I have for spirituality. I have Miles Monroe. He's of late now, but Miles Monroe has been practically a mentor too because I practically read most of his books too.
Mm,
Lisa Nichols too has really shaped me unconscious to her through her books. I have read books also from lot of other people. Barack Obama too has been an inspiration also unto me. Martin Luther King has been an inspiration. So those are people that somehow
mm,
I get connected to them through their works, and they become to like for me a person I can go back and say, hey, this is what I did, and then I can check that in the light of their books and light of their works, and then have to assess myself. Um, for networking, I have good friends here in Baden-Württemberg where I am, um, who also are networkers. So they are also for me like for mentors to me, and I wouldn't want to give their names here, but they're live people around me. And I also had to look for a financial mentor, someone who had to mentor me, coach me for the new mindset about money, because I think that we have the mindset of money that was distorted. So it was important to look for one. um I have the Jesus Christ also is a mentor unto me. I mean, that one is a powerful one for me, so that I'm not bound by religious uh rules and religious stuffs, but bound by the spirituality that is in him as a person, but at the same time as a Godhead. So I think that I have put him as a priority for me, and so therefore the Bible becomes also a manual book of my life. So I can always go back to the Bible to check and to verify my character, to verify and check my speech, my word, to verify how I approach things and how I look at things. So the Word of God becomes, of course, a very powerful manual book for my life. So it's like if when you buy a television and you need a manual book for the television, without the manual book, you will use the television halfway, right? So, and many people use the television just in part because they have not gone into the manual book to read to understand the mind of the manufacturer. And of course, it's only in the manual book that the mind of the manufacturer is there. So if you are like me, who really don't have much value with television, then you won't even read it. So all you know is the on and off button, simple as that, right? But inside the manufacturer's book, there are more details on how you have to go about with that television. So the same thing with my life. My life is the manufacturer of my life is God, and therefore I use the Bible as my own manual book to be able to understand His will, His purpose, His plans for my life, for my family, for the people around me, so that we can always check in that light, right? But I have also my mother is also my watch. So my mother, my dad, they two are my mentors. So and my husband too is a coach, so he coaches me too. So I have I have a whole lot of them. So people watching so that I don't have to mess anyhow. And when I make my mistakes, they can always get to correct me and always give me the ground that I need to bounce back, so you always need
Mm.
the people that can help you bounce back. But let's come back to bouncing back. That's what is so interesting about the book of Lisa Nichols. She says she's giving us uh Moses 9 steps to bouncing back, and this is not through people, it is self. So you must have to understand them so that you can always bounce back. What was your take in her? What are the 9 steps? Did you read all of her book? Did you read the book no matter what completely?
Not really. I didn't finish it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because as I told you, I was reading step by step
Mm-hmm.
because it was too rich for me to just marvel off just like that. But that is me. That is really me in the way. But then I was trying to mark everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is why I also didn't go so much further. But I'm halfway of it,
Mm-hmm.
or the quarter of it. So I'll the 9 steps, I really read them, but what fascinated me most was the first of all where she was molested
Mm-hmm.
and how she dealt with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That
Powerful
that
woman.
is that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
just brought me to a certain situation in my life where I felt the same,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Oh, this is what I should do."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And how I
Mm-hmm.
should go about it. Actually, and the other thing I like about his book is he always gives us the tasks to
Mm-hmm.
check.
Perfect. Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and that is actually my next step too, is to look at those steps and see where I am in life.
Mm-hmm.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
that is as I wrote you already, it's a divine connection with you because
Mm.
this book tells it all for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
That's why I when I started reading Lisa's book, especially this book,
Mm.
she has written many other books, but somehow I really just prefer love this book because I think that it really meets people in their different needs, So um yeah. So, but I just like how she, even when she was discriminated upon, when she faced racism in a school because she was a black girl, even, I mean, you could see the racism she went through. She had to develop different backbones, the back bones, muscles to be able to overcome them. And all I learned again from her is no matter what, get up, keep going. And that takes us to Martin Luther King, who said, "Hey, even if you just can't fly, right? Just walk. And if you cannot move, just crawl. Just but in anything, any case, just keep doing, right?" And for me, I think this is the most powerful one that it's something that was very powerful is the law of you are not alone. Did you get that too? You are not alone. You know,
Yes.
many people think that they are alone in their problem or in their situation. You know, on your mic. If not, you won't on your mic. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Many people think they are alone in their situation.
Mm.
And Lisa with her book makes us understand. No,
There
you
are
are
people.
not alone.
Yes. 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 Yeah. I feel you. I feel.
So I think that I mean I don't want that everybody should be in the hard situation that you've been to, but
Yes.
it comforts you that wait a minute, you're not alone. You know. So
Mm.
and that's where I drew my inspiration as well to also always help people, make them understand you're not alone in that situation. So don't even bother to want to go alone and to think alone and to do the things alone, because you're not alone in the situation. And so I like her assignment to say if you are in the same situation with somebody, just raise your two hands up, And I was like, when I was reading, like, okay, Lisa, keep on. Which of the situation have you gone through? And I say, she's gone through racism. I raised up my two hands and I stood up. Yes, I have gone through that one too.
There is another one where she says you have to have the switch. You either press the one side or you press the other side.
Yes. And the lady's amazing. All she says, the yes, yes, When another one, if you're going through it just at the moment as we are talking, you don't only raise your two hands up, you stand up and even say yes, yes. The lady is amazing. Okay, for our listeners or those who are going to listen after, I wrote down the 9 backbones muscles. And did you write them too? Because when I read, you see what I do when I read. I don't only read on my book, so I always try to put them down. And especially, I knew that
Yes.
if we come to discuss, then we're going to have some point. So
You see,
you
you see me,
see,
I was
you did amazing job. So come on,
yes,
let us hear you. What are the 9 things you said? What are the 9 bounce back muscles?
yes. I think could we begin from the beginning, right?
Yes.
Let me scroll back. I'm trying to later back. Okay, page 20. So, a moment. So, exactly. Shall go slow by slow. So, I think the first one was
It must not be in order of
okay.
yeah.
The first bounce back muscle was your building developing your understanding muscle.
Mm-hmm.
That was really great.
Yes.
He talks about the faith in my muscle, the take
Mm-hmm.
action muscle, the I know I like muscle, the honesty muscle.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the yes, say yes muscle, the
Mm-hmm.
determination muscle, and the forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
muscle, and the highest choice muscle. Those are actually
Yes.
the most 9.
Yes. 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 Those are the 9. And when I look at it today and I'm like, but somehow
Mm.
I think Lisa must be a believer. I don't know much about her spiritual life,
Yeah.
But all these are also in the Bible. When you look at it, for those who read the Bible,
Mm.
somewhere it is written, understanding is the most essential thing. You can
Yes.
have wisdom, knowledge, but when you have understanding,
Mm.
you will overcome all things somehow.
Yes.
And so her first muscle she writes is the understanding
Understanding.
muscle.
Yes.
And it means for me that I always put myself in the position to understand that no matter what happens, by the way, there's always going to be a way. That's how I
Yes.
concluded it. So,
Yeah.
and
And
so,
mm,
yes,
and I
go
think this is where she also talks about when someone wrongs you, that you understand the person's perspective
on.
for not able for you to not be able to keep the pain.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and that I found that very interesting.
Yes, and many people really, really have had times with this, and that's why I like it, because understanding simply means that you take yourself out of the space and then want to see and understand the other person and why the
Mm,
person behaves or think the way he or she does, right? And I think the understanding muscles can really help each person to overcome any challenge in life. The first one is understanding, by the way, that you're not alone in that situation because there are many other people going through the similar, even the people that we think they are already they're wealthy, they're successful and all that, they have their own crisis, and therefore the understanding that I'm not alone in my situation should help me. The understanding that I will overcome will help me. The understanding that all things will pass away and it is just for a season, by the way, it will also come to pass. The night comes and the day comes, whether you like it or not. So that's how the challenges too will come. Now it is pouring out here, and I'm just enjoying the balcony and seeing
okay.
the rains and all that, and it is pouring. But yesterday wasn't pouring, right? There was no rain yesterday. So that's how life is in seasons. So the understanding that life is in season and the challenges of life are also in seasons will help us to overcome no matter the challenges that comes our way. That we are definitely going to be successful, we're going to overcome because we understand that it is just for a season, right? Then
Yes.
I also like, then the second one was the your faith in myself muscle. Mm-hmm. You want to say something on that too? You have to unmute your phone, your mic.
Okay. In the course, I will say something. You can begin, please.
Yes, I think this is also very, very important. This belief in yourself is so important. The challenge we have nowadays, especially as, let me put us as Black people who have gone through a lot of challenges, a lot of colonial stories, a lot of racial story, a lot of inferiority complex story, a lot of challenging mindsets, a lot of things. We have received belief systems that has really pulled us down and taken that self-worth from us. So I think it's time now for us to arise again and start believing that we are royal people, royal priesthood, the queens and the kings, so that we can be able to see that image of God in us and be able to work towards that. And it will only have to, we can only overcome this if we start believing too in us and believing in that faith that we are specially made, we are royal priesthood, we are wonderfully made. Without this belief that I am worthy, I am good,
Yes.
I am
Mm,
able, I can't go any much further because
yes.
um the setbacks will come. Like she said, when she won the, was it the swimming competition, and
Mm,
they bluntly cheated on her, you
yes.
know
Mm,
I mean, she was a tough girl. She won so many battles, many competition. They completely cheated her, you know, in the face of everybody. And in some places, they even told her, heroes are not like you. What? It
mm,
takes a takes a
Real
lot
racism.
of courage.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Real
it takes,
racism, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of courage, a lot of courage. And you must really have to believe in that faith in yourself that no, no, no,
Mm,
you're not a misfit, you're not a mistake, you are purposefully created, shaped for this generation. And I
mm.
really hope that this will
Yeah.
encourage us to go on.
Yeah, she's talking about becoming aware of your own self-talk. What goes on
Mhm.
in your own self-talk. I also found that important. He says, whether you are aware of it or not, you two have a conversation going on the head.
Mhm.
And that is real, real, real for real. How many conversations go on in our head? How do we deal with the conversations we are going that go on in our head? I like that.
Mhm. I don't know if you know what they call loud speaking. At times
Yes,
you're
yes.
thinking and it just comes out loud. Actually, you didn't want anyone to hear.
Yes, yes, yes. I know. Yes, yes. Yeah,
So just to confirm what you're saying,
yeah,
you're thinking about something, but it's within you, right? And then
yeah,
you're talking it within yourself, and it's coming out so loud. And yeah,
yeah, yeah. And she was also talking about winners, how winners don't quit what she got from the mama,
ah,
from the
yes.
grandmother. Winner does
Mm.
don't quit, quitters don't win. I think that is it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Winners never quit and quitters never win.
Yes, that
I
was also
like that.
amazing. The how she spoke it, yeah, and that
Yes,
goes back also to the general book, the Bible, where you have to speak certain things for them to come into existence, and we have
yes.
to speak of certain things so that they don't come into existence.
That is it.
Yeah, and that is what
That is
she's emphasizing. That is what she's talking about also in this faith in myself.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I really like that one too. Winners never quit and quitters
Mm.
never win. And that is true. If you're
Yeah.
starting a race and you quit, then you never win. And this is when she was doing the swimming race. And so
Mm.
she was in there and she remembered her grandma. Oh, but this is so encouraging. Who is the person you remember usually and that gives you the motivation to go further? I must do this because of this person. Do you have such a
Mm.
person in your life?
Yeah, of course, for sure. My husband or my father? Yeah, my father
Mm-hmm.
always. Yeah, my
Mhm,
father is
mhm,
just a pusher, a pusher. Yeah.
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
yesterday I was talking with him, and we are 11 children. Yeah. So
Mhm.
I have a belief that we, the girls, are not so intelligent like the boys. And he was saying,
Really? Okay.
no, 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 no. You are both intelligent.
Mhm.
You say, please don't talk about that anymore. You are
You
all
see,
intelligent
you
equally.
see,
You
you
always,
see.
that pushing always shows you,
Mhm,
no, 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 no. You are the same. You people, you can do it. You can do this. Yeah. So you see that
mhm,
pushing action. Yeah.
mhm,
And
mhm.
then it's the same thing with my husband. He doesn't believe in the negative talk. And actually, in the house, we rarely use the negative talk. If it slips out, you say, oh, now you've spoken the negative one, the negative side. Because
This is good.
from the beginning, he told me, I don't like negative talks.
At
So
all.
so I grew up with him with that thought. So whenever he speaks it or whenever I say, he said, now you've gone to the negative side. Yeah, yeah,
I we have already something in common. We are also 11.
yeah,
And I am the first child, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
can imagine the responsibility already. So not
yeah,
responsibility over them, but I mean the sense of responsibility was so very quick in me, and so and well, I don't think for the girls are very smart. I think we really picked up quick. We understood very fast that if you're in a family of 11, then you have to really position yourself in a smart way. So
yeah,
it's like I think we are fine. We are fine. We are all doing well, and uh,
yeah.
we learn to push one another.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the point.
But I think these days, when I look back, my daughter
Yes.
motivates me a lot to do some things because, we
Mm,
live in a world that it is full of discrimination, full of negative thoughts, full of um, uh, people being unintegral, full of uh, destroyed character, distorted behaviors in character. So at times when I just sit back and I look at her and I say,
mm,
because of her, I have to leave her something to hope for, that she is not a misfit because she's a woman or because she's a girl.
yes,
So
yes.
she's like a very powerful inspiration also to me. And it's like, of
Mm,
course, apart from the older people who really would
yes, yes.
remind you of something, she really motivates me. And
Mm,
but I think that I also learned to motivate myself very early in life. I always ask myself the question, if I died today and four people were supposed to talk on my grave, what would they say? You
wow,
know?
wow,
So
yes.
the thought of this keeps me wondering, what is the legacy I want to leave behind? What do
Great.
I want? What do I want to tell? What story do I want to be told on my grave? You know,
Mm,
so that brings me to the point. I don't like visiting graveyards, and I don't like going to death ceremonies because I
mm,
think that these death ceremonies at times is full of hypocrisy and lies, because people get there and then I say, oh, he was a good guy, he was a bad guy, there was never a bad dead person, right? So it reminds me always of the fact that, hey, wait a minute, stop. Since you really don't like this, then you have to impact in the lives of people so
mm,
that people, those are your legacy. And I think Angelo once said that the more people you touch, the individuals you're touching, those are
mm,
your legacy. Your legacy is not just the business you have built and all that, but it is the lives of the people that we are touching day out, day in. Right. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be touching your life to inspire you and to
yes, for
push you to.
sure. For sure.
I
For
also
sure.
like the I know, like I know.
Yes, that was amazing too.
I know, like I know.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
going to make it. I know, like I know, all things are possible. I know, like I know, that I'm created for greatness. I know,
amen.
like I know, that I'll overcome this challenge. So, anyone
Yes,
who is listening to me, or whenever you're going to listen to this video, that
yes,
you should know, like
that
you
you
know,
know.
like if in fact, if there was the only thing you're picking up out of our conversation this morning, is that believe, know, like you know, like it was a stamp that you're created for greatness.
Yes,
And all you need to do is put your desires, put your
yes.
thoughts into action, and then
Mm,
it becomes a transformation.
mm.
Powerful. Mhm.
I keep on muting so that you don't hear the background noise for the baby.
That's okay. That's
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. But that was amazing. I know that I know.
God, this lady is powerful.
Yeah. Can you wait, please, a moment? I charge my battery. I put on the battery. Yeah, a moment,
That is
please.
okay. That is okay. Just
Sorry.
mute and then that's okay. So while we are still hoping, I'm waiting for you. So I know, like I know. No? I know, like I know. Another very good thing with for our listeners listening to us. Um, I mean, I want to remind us, Lisa Nichols is an amazing woman, and she's written a lot of books. She has the company. She's a founder and the CEO of motivating the masses. I mean, if you write her name in YouTube or whatever, you can get more of her and you get more informations about her. She's also very open. I mean, she has also events and she has speaking classes, writing classes. I really intended this year. I really wanted. Before I forget, Lisa Nichols also have good events. You can
Yes.
mute your you can mute a little because there's still the noise behind. Lisa Nichols, she has events where she help people how to write books and like speaking events. And last year I planned to attend her event, but I also had an event at the same time, so I could not. So this year I was always looking to check, okay, when is she going to have her next event so that I could attend. Unfortunately came the COVID, so that no one can even travel this year. So I'm not sure that this year I'm even going to travel anywhere, even if it was going to be possible, right? So
Mm.
um
Uh,
so she's a great lady. She's a great
Yes.
lady.
Mm.
Exactly. So her other muscle is, I like the forgiveness muscle. I like that also. What is your
Mm.
take in that? I really like that.
I think I didn't get the forgiveness master.
Oh, I really like this. I don't know if she's the one. She reminds me of. She reminded me again of how powerful it is to forgive people, because most of the time, we keep things within us and we keep people in our minds, and we think that we're actually doing those people hurt. You this is so amazing. You keep someone in your mind and you think you're doing that person hurt. You think you're not talking with that person, it will make that person die. Unfortunately, it is you dying actually slowly, because um unforgiveness was is like you're drinking poisoned drink, and you are expecting that somebody else should die on your behalf, you know so you can't be drinking a drink that is poisoned and then want me to die. No, if you drank it, then you should die, not me.
Yes, yes, yes,
No,
yes, yeah.
you should die, not me. So, and most of the time this unforgiveness, we do not even forgive ourselves. The unforgiveness is not about forgiving only other people, it's not even forgiving ourselves. At times we do some mistakes and we think that, oh, that's the end of it. That's the end of my world. I did this mistake, I did this thing, so it is all. No. And so she's encouraging us, forgive yourself and forgive your neighbor. There are some sins, or there are some mistakes, or there are some things that you will never want people to even hear about it. But if you understand the importance of forgiving yourself, and then it doesn't even matter, because if you can forgive yourself, the rest can be where they want to be, right? And I think that we have to learn from that to forgive ourselves. Wow, the time is going too fast. I also like the say yes. Did you read the say yes muzzle?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, maybe you talk highlight on that.
Wait a minute, I go there. Maybe you can be talking so I can bladder through to get there.
Yes, I think that you say yes is simply believe. It's still just the affirmation, and yes, yes, I can do it. Yes, yes, it is possible. Yes to yourself. Um, Not giving the driver's seat of your life to another person, but being also yourself in control of it, and being able to speak those things into existence. And when I say speak the things into existence, I always like to compare this with the creator, with God. For some people it's Allah, for some people, for in my village they call it Shia, but the English language they say God. He speak things into existence. You do it yourself, you say it, and it comes to pass. So no problem. So you say it and it comes to pass. So say, yes, I can do it. Yes, yes, I am able to do it. So it is still going back to the all things are possible if you can believe and if you can just affirm it to yourself, right? So are you here, Millie, or you're out? You
I'm
can
there.
mute.
I'm there.
Yes. So
I'm there.
you can go on.
Yeah. And wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You have to unmute.
Yes. Yes. So I was trying to be so noisy. That is why I went off first of all. I
Ah,
thought she
no
would be.
problem.
I thought she would be sleeping, but not. She woke up in this wrong
That
time.
that that's the amazing thing about being a mother, and
Yeah.
that is also a very good um
Yeah.
resume for today, that no matter what, we are going to
Yes.
move forward, whether with children or without children. That
Yes.
which we have to do, we're gonna do
Yes.
it, and
Yes.
we're
Yes.
going to take them along. When I started my volunteer work, my political work, I used to be very active also, politically. You know,
Yes.
I would take my kids to our meetings, and then I'm going
Yes.
to force them. You have to create space here for mothers with kids and make ways for them, because if not, why should I come? If I know my kids will not be good at home, or will not
Yes.
be well taken care of, so
Yes. Yes.
we have
Yes.
to create space for mothers and children.
Yes.
Hmm.
You
So
know,
go
it
on.
is the society makes us not the society is trying to put certain things aside, believing that they're not appropriate. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we need
But
that understanding that hey, that is how it is, and that
we
is how
we
it is. Yes.
we have to do it ourselves, and we have
Mm.
to create the spaces where there seem to be no spaces. If
Yes.
there's no space created, you have to create that space.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yes. Yes. So, so the yes muscle was still blathering. That is how she started crying. But I think the yes muscle is talking about also saying yourself to yourself what you want.
Yes.
Yeah, to
Mhm.
what you want and believing in it and staying on it. Yeah. Yes, I can do
Exactly.
this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Our time is so fast going, but I
Yeah.
wanted also to talk on some of the laws. The law of no matter what. She says it takes you away from waiting for things to be done for you, and if there are no ways, you must have to create the ways for it for yourself. So you
Mm.
create them. So that's the law of no matter what. The
Mm.
law of no matter what pushes you into action. So for our listeners and for those who are going to listen after this, the
Mm.
thing we have to understand about the law of no matter what, the powerful thing about the law of no matter what is that you are in the control seat, the driver's seat. You take away all this I am waiting for things to be done for me. In fact, you take
Mm.
away the blame game, and then you
Yeah.
create those things, make them come into existence. Then the
Yeah.
second thing is every setback strengthens my forgiveness muscle and everything. She said you have to learn to bounce back. So the bounce back muscles
Mm.
means that is the point we just listed: understanding the situation, understanding that you're not alone,
Yes.
understanding that all things are possible,
Yeah.
understanding the belief in yourself,
Yeah. Mm.
faith in yourself, the take
Mm.
action muscle,
Mm.
the forgiveness muscle, honesty muscle. I like this honesty muscle, and
Yeah.
then the determination muscle. So
Yeah.
that's why I want to applaud you, because you determined to be here this morning, and you're there no matter what. You have been here.
Yes.
And then she also said that she learned to turn all her breakdowns into her breakthroughs. Again,
Wow.
telling us that actually in all our challenges are
Yeah.
actually our victories. All depends how we see it and the perception we are having
Mm.
towards it.
Mm.
And another powerful tool for me, this one's a powerful tool, is she said there is no power in asking why did this happen to me, why
Mm.
this and why that. There's just no power in that. It is victimization, it is weakening us. So instead of asking why did this happen, there is no thunder voice that is going to come from heaven and say, "Oh, my daughter, this happened because this and that."
Yes.
She says, instead of asking, "Why did this happen?" and putting yourself into this victim position, instead ask the question, "What can I learn from this situation?" So find the lesson in that situation, and
Mm.
the questions that I found important, and those are the action steps question, is the fact that we always have to one ask the questions, or affirm to ourselves, "I am not alone. I am not alone." Question
Yes.
means that each time you should remember you're not alone, and remember
Yes.
other people have gone through that.
Mm. Mm.
And I also found, I don't know, she also said, you have to be ready to open up yourself.
Yes.
The
Mm.
process of opening up, you
It
open up
allows
to your
real
truth.
growth.
It allows growth, it allows healing,
Mm. Healing.
open to
Yes, that's the
your
word.
truth. Your truth,
Mm.
allows growth and allows
Healing.
healing.
And there's
And
nothing like healing.
and there is nothing that is, healing is all that we need. We'll be
Mm.
going through a lot of things, and so we need a lot of healing.
Mm.
So what is your last take or home today for the viewers, for the listeners? They will be
Mm.
listening after, because we are
Yeah.
rounding up.
So I noted down something. A moment. My real take. So where are we? Yeah. So no matter what. So my take. So my take is the general take, or what do you mean? What do you think?
Yes, you're telling now the viewers, because we are rounding up.
Yes. So my take is to, whatever the situation of the life is, just move on. No matter what, move on. Don't listen to anything. When something tries to come in negatively, just go on. Go
Mhm.
on. Go on until you cannot go on anymore.
Go on until you cannot go on anymore. That was a nice closing word.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Mila, that you have been with me and
Yes.
exchanging the book with us. This is your book club. I think
Yes.
that I have heard time and again that readers make good leaders. And so that's
Yes.
why we want to encourage ourselves to read, to
Yes.
chat, and to examine the book. And then through that, we can properly lead, and we are
Mm.
not only leading others, we are also improving our lives and leading our own lives, our families.
Yes.
So
Mm.
our next book is the book from Nick
Yes.
Vujicic, and
Yes.
it is Your Life Without Limits. Your Life
Yes.
Without Limits. So we're going to also digest that one this
Yes.
week. So, and yeah, I'm so excited about this. Um,
Yes.
Nick is also an amazing person. I have not read any of his books yet, so this will be the first book I'm reading from him. But his
Yeah.
story and his life, I hear he's also a motivational speaker. It's
Yeah.
just fascinating and amazing. And I can only say, hey, we are also on the right track if we are learning from the best.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the program. Thank you for amazing person you are, the motivation you give. I think this is going to help many people. We sit here, we chat in the morning, we get our morning power for
Yes.
the morning day, for the morning week, for the morning month. I think this is
Exactly.
great, and we are going on the good.
We're going on it. And so
Yes.
thank you, Millie, for being here. And we are
Yes.
thanking every other person that should join the club. And I think that the day is reserved for those who get up very early. I'm going to continue my work today. And I wish
Yes. Me
you,
too.
Millie,
Yes.
and good care of yourself. We meet next week again, same time for
Yes,
another
ma'am.
motivational talk. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Yeah, bye bye.